One of the photos that got bandied around shortly after Kyle Rittenhouse was bonded out shows Kyle smiling with a couple of other people. That's Ricky Schrader, he's an actor on the right, and his lawyer on the left. And look, he's smiling, stuff like that. And one of the things that came out was that how little remorse that Kyle showed for his victims. And what does this tell us? I mean, a man just murdered two people, and he shot another one, horribly maiming them. And here he is, laughing it up. What kind of animal is he? Well, let's talk about that. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
One of the things that people misunderstand is, Kyle, however he felt about the shootings, and we have now videotape of him being interrogated by the police, where he's clearly tremendously upset, along with his mother. Now, a lot of people say, well, he's only upset because he thinks he's in trouble. Well, okay, yeah, that's probably true. However, keep in mind something, though. Let's suppose that he expressed a lot of remorse after he got done here with the shooting that night, and he expressed regret. The people that want Kyle Rittenhouse convicted would just say, well, that's proof of his guilt. You see, if he truly felt that he was acting in self-defense, he wouldn't show any remorse. He would be pretty confident that he did the right thing. But look, here he is acting like he feels bad about what took. He probably has a lot of guilt in him. That just shows you how guilty he really is, because only a guilty person would show remorse like that. See, you can't win. You just can't win with these people. No matter how you react, they will use that as perfect evidence of your guilt. The other thing that people forget is that you could only hang on to a certain emotion for a certain length of time. You're only going to be able to be sad and remorseful, even if you are, for a certain length of time. I mean, for example, people have lost loved ones. You lose your wife or something like that, and a year later, he's at a nightclub and maybe laughing with some friends, and somebody walks by and says, "I can't believe it. He lost his wife. He loved her so much. He told us how bad he feels. Here he is in his nightclub, and he's laughing and chuckling it up with his friends." Well, you can't be sad and remorseful your entire life. There's a point where you're going to have to come back down and start acting like a normal person. And in Kyle's sense here, he's been bonded out. He's got to feel good about that. He's home. He's been in jail. And so it makes sense. And he's got a famous actor there. Well, a lot of people say, oh, he's not that famous, whatever. But he's got a person who has helped him out. He's got his lawyer there. And yeah, I can certainly understand why he would be smiling and feeling good. And the same thing with Pudgy's bar. A lot of people said, oh, well, there he is. He's going out drinking and having a good time. Well, you don't know. For example, he might have been under a severe depression, and his mother said, hey, let's go to a bar. I bet you have never had a beer before in a bar. I'm going to take you because in Wisconsin you can do that. She might have taken him to the bar to make him feel better. That's what parents do. The idea somehow that she had him drinking around her was somehow irresponsible is ridiculous. My own kids have drank beer and whiskey even around me. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm there, I am a responsible adult. Nothing bad's going to happen to them. And frankly, I would prefer it if parents would give their kids some drinks and stuff like that to get them acclimated to it. Withholding it from them until they turn 21 is just a good way to get them in a lot of trouble. And so I think that it's a good idea to go ahead, as long as you're with them, go ahead, pour them a beer. Go ahead, let them throw down a shot of whiskey and stuff like that. Let them cough and choke. That might be the best thing that ever happened to them. But at any rate, the idea somehow that Wendy Rittenhouse was a bad person because she took Kyle to the bar, and here he is, he's laughing and having a good time. You can't be distraught forever. There is a point where you're going to have to feel better about yourself. You got to feel better what position you're in, and you got to have a few laughs. I have no problem, zero problem. I'm Sorry, I wasn't supposed to do that. I just told everybody I was a white racist because I did the whatever that sign is. Okay. You can't be distraught forever. And there's going to be times when you're going to be in a good mood. There's going to be some times when you're going to be in a bad mood. And taking a snapshot of somebody that sort of in the moment doesn't tell you much. Wallis Simpson was a lady who married the Duke of Windsor, and he had to abdicate the throne because she was a commoner. And they often asked her, like, what's it like to be out with your husband who's a duke? And she said, it's kind of miserable. When we are talking, we have to constantly be smiling, because if you stop smiling for even a moment and people look at you, they say, oh, look at that. Look how unhappy she is. I bet she really regrets it now. And so that just goes to show you that a little snapshot of time doesn't really tell you much. We don't know, for example, in this photograph, perhaps 5 minutes later, Kyle is crying. Who knows? So the idea is to take a photograph and try to glean a lot of information out of it is perilous. So Kyle, try to have a good time, as much a good time as you can. If you really truly feel that you acted in self-defense, you got nothing to feel sorry for, and don't make people say that you do. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.